Hey YouTube, it's SoulPrime13 coming at you with another Transformers video review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Dr. Wu, well, two sets here actually. The Pulse Gun and Leap, and then Pulse Gun and Wheel Hub, which is essentially Shockwave, Cliffjumper, and then the Galactic Man repaint of Shockwave and Hubcap. So, first of all, part of the reason I'm doing these guys together is because they are the same molds with just different paint jobs. I did get the Hub and Galactic Man, Hubcap and Galactic Man first, but the other one showed up like 2 days later, so... but yeah, these are pretty cool figures. I've been really enjoying a lot of Dr. Wu's stuff. They're not super expensive. I mean, they are, a little pricey for how big they are, but, they're not as bad as, like, New Age that charges, like, $70 for a Legends class. That's the only reason I don't have any New Age figures, is the price. But yeah, these guys are definitely pretty cool. So we'll take a look at this box first. Here we have our Black Shockwave / Galactic Man, Pulse Gun, and then Hubcap Wheel Hub. On the side we have Shockwave, on the side we have Hubcap, just some legal jargon on the bottom. On the top we just have logos, and on the back we have our singular product shot. Pretty cool. So there's that box. And then for this box it's pretty much the same. Cliffjumper does have a slightly different head sculpt, but yeah, we got Leap for Cliffjumper, Pulse Gun Shockwave, Cliffjumper, Shockwave, purchase sticker, logos, legal jargon, our singular product shot, and animated color. So yeah, this is the animation colors for these two. Or actually, I think, yeah, it is, because he's got the gray, not black. Although it does look black in this picture. But there's that for this box. And they do all come with collector's cards with their robot modes, and then tech specs with product shots. And then we also have these guys. This card for Galactic Man Shockwave does have a bit of a curve to it. Came out of the box like that, so that's a bit of a bummer, but at least it's not like super badly bent. And then we got our tech specs for them. Put those off to the side. And they do each come with their lovely instruction booklets. We got our Shockwave one here, and they are just blank on the back side. And then we got, I believe this one is Cliffjumper. Yeah, this one's Cliffjumper. And then, yeah, I'm not going to go through all four of those, but they each come with individual instruction sheets, so that's neat. And they do come with some accessories. I do have these two here. These ones I have not opened yet, but you get two hoses, one as a backup I imagine for the Shockwave figure, which you can see I've just equipped here. And then Cliffjumper does come with his bazooka, and we do get it for Hubcap as well. We will go over that. The hose, just there you can see there's a little peg on his arm, and then there is another little peg at an angle here on his waist. It does pop off from time to time, and I'm not sure if I'm going to bother putting the one on Shockwave or not, but you do get a couple of those cables because he does always seem to have that cable. But we'll take a quick look here at all of them, starting with Shockwave, and he does have that brighter pink for his hands and his chest. He does have that little yellow dot for his eye. Some nice silver on his horns, got some silver there on his legs, and sort of a glossy gray for his hips and his feet. They're just cast in that gray. Overall pretty solid. Despite the big backpack, he does stand pretty well, which is nice. We'll take a look at the Galactic Man one now, done primarily in black, and he does have that same sort of glossy gray for his hips and hands and feet. Does have a touch of silver on his legs and for his chest, and he does have a little red eye, which is neat. And then yeah, he's got silver here. I do really like the colors on this guy, but maybe that's just because I'm partial to black repaints. I like my edgy goth kid repaints. For hubcap here, he is done pretty close to Bumblebee. You know, he's got yellow and black. Does have little dabs of red here for the tail lights, which is nice. Some nice little pinned in wheels, and they are packaged robot and vehicle. This is how they are packaged. It does roll all right. You know, it's hard to keep them in a straight line, but it does roll pretty well. And these tail lights, I feel like they're a very dark blue, but that may just be the way the light's hitting it. They're definitely not a bright color. You do get a little bit of red here on the bumper for some, like, I think they're supposed to be fog lights is what those are. But yeah, overall, a nice little figure. And moving over to Cliffjumper here, we do get a nice metallic blue for those windows. We do get some yellow here for the back lights. Gray for the wheels and the bumper. Do get some silver here for the lights. And we do get red and yellow lights there on the sides as well. Looks very nice. And as far as rolling, he rolls about the same. Cute little figures. I do enjoy them. We will do some comparisons here. Here is a Creo shockwave. So there's that. Here is a Core Class Siege shockwave, the one that turns into a ship. There's that. Here we have a Minicon for all of them. Here is a Dr. Wu cassette. Here is the Leader Class Siege Galactic Man, which is actually the only full armored shockwave I managed to get. I actually wouldn't mind having this in the normal colors. I actually really do like the armor. I hear a lot of people don't like it. I think it's cool. And let's see, I know I had one more. Right, here he is. And our, I believe it was, God, I don't remember which line he came from, but was it Buzzword? Bumble? I don't know. It's hubcap. It's hubcap. Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much all the comparisons we're really going to need. But let's go ahead and get these guys all transformed up. So, for the little cars, they're pretty straightforward. First thing first, we want to come here to the side and take this sort of door panel and bring that out like so. Bring that out like so. And then we can come here and extend the legs. They're on a series of hinges. Just bring them all the way down like so. And just sort of bring them forward like this. Sort of bring his legs out to the side, and then using these two sets of hinges, bring this down and then bring this around, and this will just sort of go into this little nook right here. Do the same for the other side. Bring it around, bring that around, and there you pretty much have his legs done. Then for the top, you bring these pieces here up, all the way up together like so, and then you can bring this whole assembly up here, and then you want to bring his arms down, and they are tabbed in. They're on these little tabs right here. Bring them down, and then you can just bring them out to the front, bring them out to the front, and then this whole assembly right here is going to come back around, and then you're going to sort of fold this in and around, and you kind of just want to bring this in, and it's going to go inside of his torso basically, like so, like that. Then you can bring his head up like so, just reorient his arms, and there you have Hubcap in his robot mode. And we'll do just one quick comparison just because you can see where the similarities are. He has that nice orange face. He's sort of got that sort of crown looking head sculpt. Does have the red eyes on both as well. And again, They do come with the little bazooka, and this is the same aside from the paint for cliffjumper. And you just see these two square shaped pegs here with a little tab, and that little tab is going to go into where the arm pegged it in vehicle mode, right behind his wrist. And actually I think, yeah, it goes this way. Come on. There we go. And now he has his big old bazooka. And again, we'll do the same for cliffjumper real fast. We want to pop these out, and just sort of bring all the hinges for the legs down. Bring it all down, straighten it up, get those legs straightened out, double hinge, bring those around, and we're gonna fold these wheels up, bring this forward, untab those arms, bring those around, bring those around, bring those around, bring all this underneath like so, and fold up that head. And like so. And there we have our little cliffjumper, and you can see he's got his signature little horns. Oh, there was one more comparison I wanted to do. Hold on a second. Hold on. Come here. Wanted to do missing link cliffjumper. Yeah, fun with the camera. Just to give you an idea of how they compare to the OG, because I don't have a G1 cliffjumper as much as I would like to have one of those. I haven't found one yet. But yeah, there's that. And as far as the articulation for these two, the head is on a ball joint, and while it is a little snug, you do get plenty of movement and expression out of it. And again, you can look pretty far back to that transformation. You do get ball jointed shoulders, and they do get plenty of motion. You get a full 360, can come out that far. You do get 90 degrees at the elbow. No wrist movement, but you know, that's fair. It's super teeny tiny. No waist movement due to that transformation joint. You do get ball jointed hips with plenty of motion there. You do get a 90 degree at the knee, and you can actually break his leg and move it forward if you want. Not really any ankle movement, because this is just sort of a hinge that moves forward to form his feet. But considering their size, I think this is fine. So that's the articulation for the Carbots, and I do dig them. Yeah, getting the, because seeing as how the wheels don't like fold away or anything, they do kind of sit on their wheels. But let's do a quick articulation of Shockwave before we transform them. Head is on a ball joint. It is kind of restricted due to that backpack, but you can get plenty of movement, and you do get a 360 rotation if you want. Arms are on a little hinge, but they are also on a ball joint, so you get plenty of movement there. That is partially due to transformation. Ball jointed elbows, so you do get plenty of movement there. So yeah. And then I don't think we get any waist. Yeah, no waist. We do get ball jointed hips. Do get under 90 at the knee because of that transformation bit there. But you do get a little bit forward. He does actually have some ankle tilt, which is cool because of a transformation step. So you do get ankle there. Do get some hip swivel on a little mushroom peg there. So there is that. So yeah, overall pretty nice. But to transform these guys is not too bad. You want to untab the whole backpack and bring it back. Then you open up this whole panel here, and then you want to open up his chest like so. And just be aware that it can be a little bit of a pain in the butt to get his head back out, but you do fold his head in and bring this up on its armature and close that. When getting his head out, if you open up this back panel, you can see his head there. It's a little easier to poke it forward so you can reach it a little better, but just a heads up. And we want to bring these up, and we want to rotate his arms up first and then bring them up on these hinges like so, and then you're going to bring this up and sort of scoot them inside here. And these little slots in his arms, these little tabs here, are gonna go into those like so, form the gun barrel. Then you're gonna come over here to his legs, and then this part, just want to untab it like so, and it's going to come up on this hinge. Then you're going to rotate his legs on that swivel, and then you want to bring the foot out. Then we're going to do the same on this side. Bring this out. Bring it. Ah, no! Just stop it. I've never had that happen before, just because the camera's on, but bring these down, rotate that foot out, and we want to bring these sort of together, and then you're going to push the legs in on these sliders like so. Push that in on that slider, make sure it goes all the way to the end. Then we can bring these two pieces together and tab them together, and that'll form the handle. And then we just sort of straighten these out, and then you bring this panel over, and these little tabs here are going to go into these little divots in his legs like so. And you do want to open it up, push it, and then they will tab in like so. And there you have Shockwave in his little blaster mode. Pew 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 pew. I wonder if maybe some big Masterpiece scale figures might be able to hold him like this. That would be pretty cool. I haven't actually tested it yet, but so yeah, there is that. And we'll do the Galactic Man to just be thorough and also show you, with the hose attached. And it's pretty much the same, but bring this all out, open that up, bring this open, fold his head in, rotate his arms up, and then bring this up, bring this up. Now the hose is long enough that usually it's not an issue, but this is one of the few times it might pop off, aside from maybe moving his arms around and it getting a little twisted or accidentally tugging on it. But it's really, it just slides over a little peg. It's not like it's hard to put back on. I just think that it's looks a little gigantic to me, so I'm not entirely sure if I'm gonna put it on Shockwave or not. But yeah, get those in there, close this, make sure those tabs go into those slots. Going to open up his leg. Come here. Open up the leg. Open up the leg. Come on. What are you fighting me for? Come on. Open up. Let me in. There we go. Rotate and rotate. Make sure we get those together. Bring those feet out. Move that up on that little slider. Bring it up on that slider. Bring these together. Tap them together to form that handle. Just sort of straighten out these legs. Open up this panel. And then bring this together and tap it. Oh, he's staring at me. Hey, hi. And hey, you're supposed to stay tapped together. And now we have it. And that's how it looks with the wire. Pew pew. Pew 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 pew. I'm an adult. But yeah, that's how they transform and how they look. And honestly, I really do dig this set. I dig both of these sets. Really happy to have another cliffjumper. I definitely prefer him to the mini bot Bumblebee. Though I think that a big part of that is I feel like Bumblebee's just gotten too much attention, and I prefer the color red a lot more than I prefer the color yellow. But happy to have another hubcap figure in my collection. Wasn't really expecting that to happen so soon, but hey, not complaining. Definitely dig the Black Galactic Man color set too, and of course Shockwave is probably the figure I have the third most as far as Decepticons go. I think I have a no, actually it's probably Starscream, but yeah, I think I have about the same amount of Starscreams and Soundwaves, and then Shockwave after that. Of course, the first one is Megatron, but always dig a cool Shockwave, and I like that he turns into his little alien blaster. Pew. I do like that they included the little bazooka for cliffjumper and the various repaints like hubcap. I think that's really cool. That was a very funny moment in the early parts of the first season where he tries to blow Megatron's face off and misses terribly. Obviously, he wasn't gonna succeed, or we wouldn't have a cartoon. But yeah, I really enjoy these Doctor Wu figures. I've been getting more and more of them, and the fact that they're not too heavy on the wallet, even though they are a bit on the small side, I do really enjoy them, and I'm happy to keep collecting them. Because they're good quality stuff. They're fun little pocket-sized Transformers. They are a blast. So yeah, definitely recommend these guys, especially if they're some of the characters you enjoy most. So yeah, definitely give them a high rating. If I were to put an exact number to it, if I'm judging them by the 2-pack sets, I would probably say 9 out of 10. The getting Shockwave's head out is a little bit annoying. Fortunately, there's not too many other issues. The paint is good. The materials are good. Nothing feels super thin like it's gonna break, which was an issue I had with a previous review of a tiny war path that I just did from like Galaxy Toys. That one definitely had some fragile parts to it, or at least fragile feeling parts. So yeah, Dr. Wu knocks it out of the park again. Happy to have these. Go out and buy them. What are you waiting for? So yeah, I think I'll go ahead and wrap up this review there. And this is Soul Prime 13 saying transform and soul out.